Hello YouTube and welcome to our new Unity 3D tutorial. This was our 101st. So in this tutorial we're going to make, hopefully quickly, our ship move on kind of a motor car kind of way. So if you push a button down it'll speed up, and if you press the brake it'll slow down. But I'm going to put a little twist in it, because if you push it up and then let go and don't press anything else, it'll continue at the speed that you left it at. It's really cool and really simple to do. We're going to be using something slightly different, what you've not used before or what you might not have heard of, and a brand new piece of code that I haven't ever talked about in my tutorials, so hopefully you like it. So let's jump straight in. We're going to duplicate our movement script, but then we're going to rename the first one to land movement, because the land one, you push forward it'll start going, and as soon as you let go it'll stop, which isn't very good. Well, it is, I mean, it is good, but not for what we want now. So we're going to grab our second movement script, and we're going to rename it to space movement, and then we're going to open that one. Now, if you didn't want the speeding up and speeding down, you just want it to go at one direction, this would actually work within 3-4 lines. It's really quick to do in the inspector. Well, I mean function update. So we need 3 lines. We need the controller var, we need that one, and we need the controller move here, so we're going to take that up, and then the next line we need to create ourselves, so we can get rid of every other line. Boom, all gone. So quick brief, we can get rid of that as well. Explain it again. This runs every frame, you should know that, default Unity, and this creates a new variable called controller, which is a character controller variable, and gets the component character controller to whatever script this object's whatever object this script's attached to. So our main character, it gets that. It uses that to push the character forwards using controller.move in the move direction, which we'll get rid of, times time. So we need to get rid of that bit in there. So we're going to create 2 variables. So we're going to type one private var ship top speed, and this is going to be the cap for our ship. So if you imagine some cars, I don't know, 120 max limit, you go up to that, it'll not go any higher. This is our ship's top speed. So this, instead of being an integer, which we'd usually do by int equals 3 as an int for our character is really slow, but when we use this new piece of code here, it'll be really fast, and like 3, it would shoot off in integer values. So if we have it increased by 1 integer value, you'd have 3 stages: off, well 4 off, 0, 1 like really fast, 2 even faster, and 3 you could clear our entire map with how fast it's going to be. But the reason we're using this is because it gives us the ability to slowly come up like a spaceship. So instead of int, we're going to use float, and we're going to name it to 3.0. So float is decimals, you know integers can't have decimals. Now we're going to duplicate this and get rid of the private because we want to see that bit. And we're just going to call it ship speed, like that. And this will equal 0. So at the moment our ship goes no speed, but we're going to check if that speed is more or less than that, then stop kind of thing. So underneath where it creates the character controller, we're now going to learn a new code called transform direction. And what this does is, if you've ever heard of vector3, .up, .left, .forward, .down, stuff like that, we're going to literally edit our characters one of those. So the one we're going to use is forward. Forward usually means from the character center, pointing from its z-axis. And what we're going to actually create is, if you were to rotate your character, sometimes its z-axis would remain in like forward. So if you rotate your character 90 degrees, it would move 90 degrees. Like rotation, but then when you tell it to go forward, it should go sideways forward, if you understand. It's a bit hard to explain, but what we're actually going to do is edit it and basically say every frame reset the character's forward position to whatever it rotates to. So it's really easy. So we're going to type forward equals transform, so change dot transform direction, and now we're going to set forward to whatever we want, because the reason we don't put var forward is because forward already exists. So we're going to type vector3.forward, and what that'll do is get our characters vector3 forward and stick it on the current forward for our game. So if we were to stick that on another character what we're facing 90 degrees, he'd literally go 90 degrees any way we send him. If you don't get it, don't worry about it, we won't really use that much. So what I'm going to type down here is this.gameObject.transform dot, and then we're going to put our forward in, so pushing forwards times our ship speed. So for every frame, push the character forwards by this amount. So if we were to quickly play it, we'll see that nothing happens. Do you all know why? Because I haven't attached a script, which is a big error most people get. So attach the script, and instead of ship speed 0, we'll say 0.1. So you'll see, he's slowly going forwards. We speed it up, ooh, and stop. Oh, you can make him go backwards, and we can also put 0. So I'm just going to show you how fast 3 is. Boom. So as you can see, we're straight there. So it's not really good. So imagine having 12 like we have in our game. That's running speed. Boom. See, it's not very good. You'll have a too fast of a ship. So now what we're going to do is write the quick if statement, which basically speeds up and slows down our character. So this is really simply done. I'm going to note it out, speed up. And I'm going to type if input dot get key W. So that's our forward and backward so far. Then all we're going to do is increase ship speed plus equals 0.1. So every time it'll just increase that by 0.1. But if we left it like that, we could just hold W and it'd go up to 12, it wouldn't stop at 3. So another if statement, we could type if ship speed is less than player.topspeed, then increase it. Then all we're going to do is duplicate this and call it slow down, and if input.getKey S, and then we're going to put if player speed, so ship speed, is more than 0.0, so if it doesn't equal 0, so if it's not completely stopped, because we don't want it to reverse, ships don't have reverse, unless you've got thrusters on the front, but that's a different story, do that another time. Then we're going to type here, ship speed minus equals 0.1. So it'll slowly start taking it down, tick, 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 tick. But I'm just going to make it 0.2, so you have like, speed up normal, so that's your acceleration for a car, and then slow down, your brake just instantly holds you, so it's not instant, but it's like quicker. But less than this, it's going to keep trying to go less than 0.0, and like, it'll get to 0.1 maybe, and then it'll go minus 0.9 or minus 1, and then it'll just stop, so you'll be going backwards slowly. So what we're going to do is check against that is by typing if ship speed is less than 0.0, then simply set ship speed to 0. So if you don't know what I mean by that, I'll show you now. So we just cut that. So let's go and play. You'll see that in the inspector we'll be able to speed up, slow down. So I'm at 0.1. If we press S, it'll take it 0.2. There you go, minus. So we're going back, that's not what we want. So we can't go back anymore, but we can go forwards, but then we can come back, and it goes into minuses. So that's why this code here is important, because if it's less than 0, make it 0, so you can't go back. Unless you want to go back, that's a weird thing for a spaceship, but it's your game. So, S, there we go, see, no, and we completely stopped. Let's go forward and stop. There you go. So we could insert another if statement to it because it keeps going over 3, which we don't want, saying the exact same as this. If it's more than ship.topspeed, then ship speed equals top speed. So same again, we won't be able to go over the amount, but we won't be able to go under it either. So it'll be really, really perfect. So let's see. And speed up. 3 and slow down. Perfect. So what we're going to do eventually is make it so we can move around with our mouse, so it's like a real first-person shooter. I'm going to change that to 0 and set this to 0 too, so we can't set off as soon as we play, because that'll be a bit weird. But that's all I'm going to do for this tutorial. I really hope you liked it. Join my Facebook group below to talk directly to me if you really want to. And I'll see you next time.